I know Brain Scratch Commentaries did their own series on it, which I think is great. I really enjoyed that one, but I'd never really seen a Let's Play of the game from anyone who had actually been a childhood fan of the game, because a lot of people in the speedrunning, community, no, excuse me, they were fans of the game growing up, they were into that, and so that's why I wanted to do this, because I had never really seen an actual fan, someone who was like, oh yeah, I grew up playing this game, doing a Let's Play of it. Even then, I kind of messed up with the throw fruit. But, oh yeah, forgot to point out, here we're playing as Patrick, as I have been for the last probably 5 minutes or so, and he's the only other character, besides Spongebob, that you can play as in the movie game. Sadly, Sandy doesn't come back, because it wouldn't have really made sense with the story. But yeah, he's pretty interesting playing in this game. He has his same basic move set, although some of the moves you don't get till way later. Here you get them right from the start. For example, the smash move and the throw move you get right off the bat here, but in the movie game you have to unlock them later on with Goopy.
My favorite
token.
My favorite move ever to use in the movie game was the cartwheel, and I don't like that you don't do it here, but man, I'm okay with him already.
Yeah, actually, I totally forgot about the cartwheel, but yeah, that was actually a really cool move, because it makes the levels, especially, like, specifically the ones with Patrick, go a lot faster. And it's kind of funny, not in any of the other games, like in this series, like, not he can't do it in Battle for Bikini Bottom, but one of the other Nickelodeon games I remember where he had a cartwheel-like move was Battle for Dream Island, that's something totally different. Battle for Volcano Island, I remember. Do you remember, like, the Nicktoons Unite games?
I played the very first ever Nicktoons Unite game, and I could never get past the Danny Phantom level, and it was just really boring, but go on.
Oh, I gotcha. I think I played the first one once, but I played the sequels more, because I remember renting from Blockbuster, which shows how long ago this was. I remember renting Battle for Volcano Island from Blockbuster and playing through it, and I liked it at the time. Now I'm kind of like, it's not really that great. But basically the point I'm getting at is that I remember Patrick having, like, a cartwheel move.
I've always said that you should make videos and talk about stuff that's on your mind, because you have so much to say, and whenever you do say it, it's at so little time, so making a video series where you express yourself is the best outlet for you to have.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you think so. That's again. I wanted to find something that would interest me. And again, I've been watching Let's Plays and stuff like that for a while. Not so much, the newer style, like because I know now. I mean, what's popular now, like Markiplier, PewDiePie, stuff like that. Like, and they're fine. But I was never personally into that sort of, scare cam, showing the face, kind of stuff. I was more into people like Nintendo Capri Sun, doing Let's Plays of Super Mario Sunshine, which is still probably my favorite one I've ever watched. And that, that kind of made me want to do these for years. And now I'm finally at a point where I have, roughly the technology to where I can be doing something like that.
You remember when Let's Plays had the unregistered hypercam?
Oh my god, yeah, that takes me back. Yeah.
Everyone had to record their TV screens with the camera, and they all had, like, really fuzzy-ass microphones, and the quality was really low. To be honest, I actually remember more this YouTube channel where they would make fun of really bad Let's Plays like that, where they just do commentaries on these Let's Plays, and they just make fun of the Let's Plays. It was really mean, but I found it funny as a kid.
I get you. I mean, riffing stuff like that can be pretty funny as long as it's not, too mean-spirited, but yeah, I get you.
Anyway, salt aside, do you think people in Bikini Bottom eat pretzels?
Why would they not? I'm interested to hear.
Salt disintegrates in water.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, then again, fire also disintegrates in water, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. That's
hey, do you ever stick your hand in water and it just disintegrates?
No, you know what? I can't say I've ever done that, but if it ever happens, you'll be the first to know. That's for sure.
Wait, how would you know? How would you let me know? You wouldn't even have any hands to contact me with.
I'll find a way. Don't worry. I'll find a way. Yeah,
Yeah.
here's one of the funnier things in the game. Mrs. Puff's model never fails to make me laugh. Just the way she looks like this sort of nervous wreck with her eyes jittering back and forth and she's fanning herself off. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but it never fails to make me laugh.
I actually don't want to know why because the mystery makes it funnier.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, this was actually one of my least favorite challenges in the game, even now, but especially in childhood, just because it was... I don't know why. I guess it always kind of stressed me out, the idea of having the freaking hammer robots constantly behind you trying to, slam attack you. And
No,
I
don't
realize
remember.
it's in the first level, but this has always been one of my least favorite golden spatulas in the game.
Now, I don't remember this section, and maybe that's probably for a reason.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, maybe your brain decided to just block it out,
I just got a flashback to when I tried to do a Let's Play series of the movie game, and the microphone was pretty assy, but one really funny moment have to be where I was in the, the Trash City level, and I kept on dying to, like, this final part of the level, and it was just, like, so many times I was just giggling as I was editing that thing.
Honestly, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that one last part where you have, like, the two... In this game, they're called the Duplicatortrons. I think they're called enemy spawners in that game. Yeah, I remember you have the two there, and you have the Mervs. Freaking hated the Mervs because they always got in the way. And, I remember dying a lot. The first time I played that, I was maybe, like, 9 years old, something like that.
Shut up, you freaking Merv!
Oh my god, yeah. Oh man, but okay. One thing I like about the Jellyfish Fields level is it's low-key kind of a tutorial level. I mean, I realize, Bikini Bottom, the hub world, is in itself a tutorial, but I like how this section of the game really walks you through everything, so you can have a better knowledge going on, which is pretty normal. But, this section right here where you first see the tartar sauce robot, which actually has kind of an interesting redesign in Rehydrated because he doesn't have, like, the big rectangular tub of tartar sauce anymore. It's more like this, glass-shaped, this, bottleneck-shaped glass bottle, if I'm making sense. It's kind of weird, and I didn't really like it at first, but I'm kind of getting used to it.
I think as long as it tells you it's tartar sauce, you're fine.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I've never once heard about... Like, I only first heard about tartar sauce from Spongebob, and I don't think I've ever once seen it in real life. I just know it's a very, is it a fish-related, condiment?
It typically is, yeah. Typically if you get, like, fish and chips or something like that, it'll be served with tartar sauce, and it is pretty good. It's kind of like a creamy, slightly salty sort of sauce.
I think SpongeBob especially holds a place in my heart too because I grew up near the ocean. I'm a East Coast boy, so
Right,
I've
because you're
grown up
over
right
in
on the beach.
You're over in the Maryland area.
Yes, I grew up right on the beach, or rather near the beach, but I've seen so many aesthetics for harbor and beach and ocean and sea creatures and seagulls. That's been like my life.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I
So
can't
many
really
shiny-
can't really relate here because being in the middle of Texas, I'm pretty landlocked. Not many beaches around this area, but I think it is kind of cool. And would you say growing up with that sort of aesthetic has influenced you artistically?
I think it has without me knowing, but oh god, you died.
Oh yeah, I always thought that was kind of a funny glitch in the game where if you die, but then you land on a surface, but it does something like that, you sink.
Yeah, you
into
still
the
die.
surface.
Oh wait, what do you mean? Like, okay, so the ocean influencing me artistically?
Yeah, like you grew up in that sort of environment. So do you think you find it nostalgic, anything like that?
I really, really do.
Well, that's
Oh
good,
my
that's
god.
cool.
As for artistically, I wish I could draw more sea creatures and shells and birds. I just draw cartoon characters, and I'm so scared of drawing backgrounds because I'm scared of sucking. And it's like you kind of have to suck at something because if you suck at something, it's one step closer to being good at something. Come on,
Now, who was it that said that? Because that sounds familiar.
Jake the dog.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Oh my!
but it's a totally true thing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, hell, this is my first time doing an LP, but I think it's going by pretty smoothly so far.
I'm surprised that we're able to keep a consistent conversation and put on a show for everyone and not feel bored. We're not stuttering. We're not. I mean, we sometimes stutter, but not to a point where it gets so unbearable. Our microphones aren't popping and sounding like fish tank microphones.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hopefully none of that's going on. But yeah. So to anyone listening, all two of you guys probably at this point. But yeah,
Oh,
for
it's
sure.
soon going to be 1,000 because I have 1,000 followers on Twitter that I'm going to share this with.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, I very much appreciate that. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to talk a little bit about yourself as a one-man show-off, maybe if you want to
Yes.
talk about the sort of stuff you do on
I am an artist and
YouTube.
content creator overall. I create a whole bunch of videos and I want to collab with all sorts of people as much as I can. Even though I am the one-man show off, I love collaborating with other people, but I make YouTube videos, yes. I also draw a lot. I would love to, as you said before, I'm working on a comic book about the country. And I just like to make stuff to make people entertained, and that is such a vague way of saying it.
No, but I think that's a great way of saying it. You want people
Aw.
to, you want to create stuff that people can look at and just enjoy. And I realize that's
Yes.
a pretty basic way to look at it, but sometimes, as complex as human beings are, we can be pretty simple creatures too. We just want to be entertained. We want to be satisfied. And if it means the most basic means of doing something like that, then I say we go for it.
Why do people feel bad for making things simple? Because they got to make things complicated to seem smart and unique. And God, people who want to try to be unique are really weird to me. Because when they're like super unique, they end up sounding like fucking that's awkward. That's strange. That's not you. That's what they do when they try to be unique. They try to point out stuff that you can easily point out when you're just walking with a friend outside. Am I making sense at all?
You are, but it is what it is. If I can give a counterpoint to that, some people maybe they just want to be challenged. They want something a little different. They want a little more out of life. And there's nothing wrong with being satisfied with the media that you have and everything. Just wanting something simple that you can enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be challenged a little bit. Like I said,
Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with wanting to be challenged, but I guess my personal problem with people really wanting to be challenged is that they want to be more challenged than usual. They want to feel special and unique just because they call out common tropes in movies, or they just try to apply a realistic. They kind of. What I'm basically saying is, don't be like Cinema Sims.
All right, fair enough. I get what you mean there.
Okay.
But all that aside, here we are in the first mini boss of the game, King Jellyfish, which actually.
SpongeBob is such a pervert.
Yeah, spying on him while he's showering. This is
Yes.
another one that got a really nice update in Rehydrated. I know the model for King Jellyfish and everything looks really nice, and all the colors are very vibrant. I know this is something I've already said about 3 times, but I really can't stop praising it because I think it looks nice. Some things look a little off. But for the most part, it looks like a fine-looking game, and I'm really happy that's.
It's been forever since I even saw how King Jellyfish looks in this game. Does he look like jelly? Do you want to eat him?
No, I can't say I do. But what I do like are those peanut butter drapes he has, or those curtains that he has, just over on the shower. I think that's a pretty funny joke.
Okay.
Because I remember SpongeBob, especially when I was little, was having me think that jellyfish actually somehow milked jelly.
I think I thought that too as a kid, but really I just thought that jellyfishes had actual electricity. When really they just shock you.
Yeah,
It's not like actual energy you could use on an island to make a computer.
Right, yeah, they just use like little venomous stingers or something like that, right?
I think when I was a kid, I actually thought I could use jellyfish to power my computer if I'm stranded on an island.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, that is a pretty funny thought, isn't it?
Yeah, if I get stranded on an island, I'm gonna play Lego Island 2 on my computer, and someone's gonna save me.
Oh yeah, totally. Here's one of the hidden sucks in the game, actually. It took me the longest time to realize that there was that ledge there, because I used to go for this one a lot, but I would just try to jump down in that little cave and just grab it like that. And oh, here's the spatula after defeating King Jellyfish.
God, that was tight. First of all, I want to apologize for a lot of the salt I've been doing in this Let's Play. And second of all, what's your favorite, like the soundtrack in this game and the soundtrack in the SpongeBob movie? Which do you like more, or do you like both?
Oh man, I mean, there's a big difference between this one and the movie game because I think overall I prefer this soundtrack just because of its diversity, and I think I remember a lot of the songs more. Even though I personally find the movie game to be more nostalgic, I just I can what's the word? I guess enjoy. You know, it's a pretty basic way of putting it, but I do enjoy a lot of the songs more on this
Okay.
soundtrack. You know, but I do like how the movie soundtrack does have sort of throwbacks to this one. For example, one of my favorite details being "Welcome to Planktopolis" having the little riff from Bikini Bottom in it. And we're going to have to wrap this up here because we are
Oh.
already at the end of Jellyfish Fields. But I want to give a thank you to Trent for joining me in this episode, and we will see you in the next one in downtown Bikini Bottom. Thank you very much. Have a good
Bye. Bye. Oh my God.